This is the last day of book week, and if you missed it, there have been book videos every single day for this entire week. We are going to a bookstore today and shopping for Valentine's Day romances, so make sure you're subscribed, and I hope you guys enjoy. It is the last day of book week. Guys, I cannot believe it. Like, if you guys are new to, like, just my channel or anything, this entire week has been just full of books. The entire week, I've talked about books, I've made book vlogs, and I want to do this more often where I post a video every single day for the entire week. I normally post 3 days a week, so I feel like I still have a pretty like frequent posting schedule, but I want to do book week even more. Comment below if you guys really like book week this for the first time. I feel like it was really fun, and I definitely don't feel like it was like too taxing. But I want to give you guys time to like also watch the videos. Like, one of you guys was like, oh my god, I can't even like keep up with the videos, but don't worry, next week we're back to 3 days a week. But so many of you guys also said that you loved having like a video to watch before work every morning, so I think that that's really cool. I am getting ready to go into Barnes, and this is actually one of my favorite Barnes to go into. Before I put this back in my bag, I'm using Flamingo's Daily Moisturizer, and I'm also, this is their lotion, I'm also using Summer Friday's Lip Butter Balm. These are like my two go-tos that I always keep in my purse. Oh no, I just dropped that. But yeah, we're gonna go into Barnes, and I don't really have anything planned to pick out, which makes like browsing even more fun. I feel like I really enjoy just like going in and not having like a list of things that I want to get and just trying to find like a really good romance. Since it's February, I am all in the romance mood. Like, I want something for Valentine's Day. I want something that's gonna make my heart like just happy. I want to cry. I want all the emotions. And not only do I feel like excited for a romance, but I feel like I'm excited for like a deep, heavy, like, I don't know, passionate romance. Maybe just that's the Valentine's Day like lover coming out in me. But yeah, let's head into Barnes, see what we can find in there. I feel like we'll find some good gems. This is like literally one of my favorite Barnes to come to. It's in Champaign, Illinois, and they have so many books that are by like independent authors. I don't know who runs this bookstore, but they do such a great job, so it's one of my favorites to come into. And I always find such good stuff that I don't find in other Barnes. So let's head inside, see what we can find, and of course I'll like chat with you guys whenever I get in there. Comment below some recommendations for books that you guys think would be good for me to read, because I'm always looking for new book recs. And let's go find some good stuff. Just realizing that I recommended the last thing he told me to one of my friends who she like doesn't read very often, but she's like recently gotten into thrillers because I've shared like some with her. She read what did she read? She read The Housemaid. She read Never Lie First, and then she was like obsessed with it, read it in like 2 days, and then read The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Also really liked that. She said it was a little bit slower, but she still really enjoyed it. And then I gave her like a stack of books to read, and she picked this up the last thing he told me, and she was like, oh, like I'm not like super into it. And I was like, well, try to get to like 100 pages, and if you like don't like it, then just like, you know, don't read it. And because she's like not a big reader, so she's like, when do I just like let it go and like read something else? And she was like, no, I like literally couldn't get to 100 pages, so I just like am going on to the next book. I was like, perfect, like that's totally fine. So she's reading The Couple Next Door by Sheree Lapina, really enjoys it. I'm in the fiction section, and I did not realize that this book is in the fiction section. I think I thought that this was under like the thriller section. I don't know why. I feel like it gives thriller vibes to me. Not like thriller, more like mystery. I don't know. It just doesn't give fiction to me. I really enjoyed it. I read this in 24 hours. I feel like it was really fast paced. But then again, for someone who is like super new to reading, super new to thrillers, maybe this like wouldn't be fast enough. And I don't know, I really liked it. I feel like some people didn't like the ending, myself included. I wasn't like the biggest fan of the ending, but I think the pacing was nice. But anyway, now I'm realizing why this book maybe wasn't as thrilling. It's because it's literally in fiction. It's not even an actual thriller. Okay, this game looks super simple, but it actually looks really fun. It's called, actually I don't even know how to pronounce that. Quail? I don't know. Anyway, you just stack 4 of these on each other in a row, and whoever does it first wins. That's a really cool concept. It's very simple. It'd be really fun to play just like with 2 people. Never heard of this before. This is my favorite section. Literally every time I come to this section I get so happy. I don't know why I always wait till like I go through the other sections first, like mystery, thriller and stuff, before I come to this section, because this is my favorite, so I should just come here first. This looks so cute, and it's not even because of the story, it's because of literally the cover. Looks really cute. It says for fans of Abby Jimenez, and on the back it says that when fate brings together a ballet teacher and a hockey player in this big-hearted novel by Entertainment Weekly, it calls it The Master of Witty Banter. This looks so freaking cute. I actually think I bought a book by this author and I haven't read it yet, just because the cover reminds me of the book that I own, but it looks really, really cute. And then they have some over on this side too. I also love how they have a lot of like newer books. Some of these are like older, like these, but I like how a lot of these I've like never heard of before. The Fake Dating Game, this looks really cute. They just have like a lot of really good ones. Oh my gosh, looking at this, I didn't know that this came out in paperback. Oh my god, how cute. I only have this author's books in hardback, but I love her books. They're really like happy and fluffy and like super easy to read. But I did not realize that this came out in this like special edition. I was obsessed with Rainbow Rowell as a kid. I just love Rainbow Rowell's writings. Like this, Read to Me, Sweetheart. Oh my god, I never read this one. I remember actually getting it from the library whenever I think I was in like high school, but I never actually read it. I think I read what was the other book by this author? I can't even remember it, but I did really enjoy it, and so I ended up getting it. But now I actually like this cover even better than the original one. Oh my gosh, they have my favorite book by this author here. This is a fluffy, like fluffy romance, like nothing heavy, nothing crazy. If you just like want to be happy, that is the book to get, and I feel like it's perfect for Valentine's Day. This is the perfect example of why I love coming into this Barnes. I see so many books in here that I like have not seen literally anywhere else. Look at this cover alone. There's something about a pink cover. Like if a cover is pink, I immediately want to buy it. This is Ariana Khanna's Bollywood Moment. Looks really cute. I don't even know what it's about, but it says that this book will make you swoon, laugh, cry, think, nod your head in agreement, and quite possibly get up and dance. Oh my god, this looks cute. I'm like a big if I like the cover I'll buy it type of person, and then if I like the cover and there's a brown person on the cover, I will buy it type of person, and this has both of those things, so I kind of want to get it. Also, this book looks like it's like about a vet or something. It says The Romantic Pact, Love is Off the Table, and this says all the fun, none of the heartache, as long as they stick to the agreement. So this is like a fake dating thing. She's an ER nurse and a firefighter. Cute. I didn't even realize she was a nurse. I feel like I don't see very many books about like nurses. I see a lot about doctors, not a lot about nurses. This looks cute. One of you guys actually asked me if this book is still in bookstores, and it definitely is. It's just in paperback, and I think it used to actually be in fiction, and now they put it in romance, which is definitely a romance. It's one of my favorites, but I have this in hardback. It just looks totally different with the cover, but it is here. It's just in like the romance section instead. It's pretty empty, which is really nice, but there's actually a like school doing a field trip in here, and they're picking out books for their school library. So I was like, do you guys need book racks? Do you need book racks? Just like quietly trying to like throw my like 2 cents in there. But then the thing about being around like people who are in school is like you literally feel so old. Like that didn't feel like that long ago for me, like high school, middle school, but well, I guess middle school feels like a really long time, but like high school doesn't feel that long. But then like when you look at the people in high school, I'm like, you're a child and I'm an adult. Like I am old. Not old, but you know what I mean. But I gave like a couple recommendations for like Lynn Painter because I feel like her books like have no spice. They're really good. But it's so hard to find books by like authors that are like school friendly but are also like interesting to read. It's really made me think about like I don't know, the books that I recommend, because like if you recommend a book and there's like a ton of spice, and like obviously you want it to be like 18 and up, but then like younger books, you don't want it to be like, you know, you don't want it to be boring. Like you don't want it to be like too I don't know, unrealistic. And I feel like sometimes schools will put books in the school that like aren't really realistic to like what kids are like going through and stuff, because you kind of feel like an adult at that age anyway. But yeah, I just thought that was like kind of a nice fun little thing that I got to interject on. Back to the books. They have a ton of books here, and every time I come here I'm always like, oh, I'm just gonna like pull out every book and look at every book, and I literally never do because there are so many. Also, that I noticed that they change up like what's in the like front facing books. So this was actually front facing first, like the last time I was here like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Actually, I think it was more than that, maybe like 6 weeks ago. And now this one's front facing, which is kind of cool. And like this wasn't front facing before, and this wasn't, and now it is. I feel like they switch up the book section and like make it really interesting here in comparison to like other bookstores, which I really love. You guys know that Archer's Voice was like a 4.5-star read for me. Literally love this book so much, and now I'm kind of thinking like, do I want to get this annotated version of this book? I feel like it would be nice to read this over again and just like, I don't know, kind of get back in the world of this. Like, granted, I've never read anything else of hers, so like maybe I could read something else of hers that I haven't read yet, but I've been really into my like rereading era. Like, I don't know, I read Love in Other Words again, and it gave me like all the feelings that I got when I first read it, and so now I kind of want to reread books more often. But then again, I don't, because I have so many books I haven't read yet. So I don't know, this could be like a way to reread but also read it in a different way, because it's fully annotated, like fully annotated, and obviously it's hardback. Like, I don't know, I think it would be so cool to go through these. Like, this line's underlined, and it says like something about Archer, and she said, it suddenly occurred to me that Archer Hale had taught himself an entire language, but he hadn't had a single person to talk to. And then she wrote on the side, it says, and this is another often quoted line, I love that they're both in this scene, as this is really when Bree begins to understand Archer and his deep loneliness. Like, it is so cool to see the inner workings of the author, like in her mind, like how she created this. I really feel like I should read this again. So guys, I met some friends in the bookstore. We're just sitting here talking about books.
Yeah, for like 30 minutes.
I know, literally. I was like, you should read this, you should read this. And you read like fluffy.
Yeah, I do.
And then you read like
dark romance.
So like they're like two
Like,
total opposites.
I'm hooked in Haunting Adeline. And
like all the things.
Yeah.
yes.
What do you think is like your favorite book that you read last year?
Last year, Hooked. It's still in my
Really?
mind, still there. It's like engraved. Because I started the
Really?
second one, which is Scar.
Uh-huh.
And like, it's good.
But not
I
as
can't
good.
get into it like I got into Hooked. Like, I finished Hooked in a day.
Oh my
And I was at
God.
work, so I finished that.
I just put
One
that
day.
book into a free little library, and now I wish that I had it. I wish I kept it. What do you think was your favorite from last
My
year?
favorite was Icebreaker because I love Nate
Yeah.
and the way he just protects
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
It's just
Who was your favorite in Wildfire?
Russ.
Like, the way you smiled.
Russ is everybody loves Henry, but mine was Russ.
Oh,
I
love
love
that.
Russ.
I really hope she continues the series. If she doesn't, I'm gonna be so
Why?
sad.
Yes.
Like, what if she's like, oh, I'm gonna come up with the fantasy? Like, did you guys see how Allie Hazelwood, is that who's coming out with Bride?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes.
which a lot of people have liked it, but I'm like, you are like the fluffy,
Yes.
like,
You're like, I need you to continue.
yeah,
with what I-
don't stop that. Like, if you want to
Yes.
continue something else, that's fine, but yeah. But anyway, I want you guys to meet my friends, so bye. I'm back, and I did end up getting some good books. It was so nice, like, meeting other girls in there. And like, I swear, if you're ever wanting to just like make friends, just go into the bookstore, walk around. And I do think that it is easier if you're going by yourself. I feel like people are more apt to like talk to you and like bring up conversation and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out in there with them. We talked for so long. Like, it was so nice. Like, it's just, the bookstore is like the best place to make friends. That or like the library or something. But I do have some books that I want to show you guys that I ended up getting. I got a whole bag right here, and I feel like you guys are gonna be really excited by what I got. But some of the stuff that I got in this is not Valentine's Day-esque. Like, it's not giving Valentine's Day at all. So I'll share the first thing that's not like Valentine's Day-esque, and I got Finer Girls by Riley Sager. I read The House Across the Lake, and I really enjoyed this author's writing. It was super fast-paced. Also, I didn't end up spending more than $15 for the books that I got because I have the Barnes & Noble membership. So I hear a lot that like Amazon is like cheaper and stuff, which Amazon definitely is, but if you want to support bookstores, whether that be indie bookstores or Barnes or whatever, like they do have good deals. So on the back of this it says, 10 years ago, college student Quincy Carpenter went on a vacation with 5 friends and came back alone. In an instant, she became a member of a club no one wants to belong to, a group of similar massacre survivors known in the press as the Final Girls. Lisa, who lost 9 sorority sisters to a college dropout's knife. Sam, who went up against a sack man during her shift at the Nightlight Inn. And now Quincy, who ran bleeding through the woods to escape him. This is literally not giving Valentine's Day. I do have a Valentine's Day book in here though. Despite the media's attempts, the girls never meet. Now Quincy is doing well, maybe even great, thanks to her Xanax prescription. She has a caring almost fiance, Jeff, and a therapeutic presence in Coop, the police officer who saved her life all those years ago. Her memory won't even allow her to recall the events of that night. The past is in the past. That is until Lisa is found dead in her bathtub, wrist slit, and Sam appears on Quincy's doorstep, intent on making Quincy relive the past. And when new details about Lisa's death come to light, Quincy's life becomes a race against time as she tries to unravel Sam's truths from her lies and remember what really happened at Pine Cottage before what was started 10 years ago is finished. This is giving horror. And I don't normally read horror, so I hope that this is like a thriller and not like a horror book. But I did get a fluffy romance, and I also have a bunch of romance recs for Valentine's Day specifically. If you guys haven't watched that video, I will link it below. Literally, I think I share like 10 or 11 books that are all like fluffy and fun and perfect for Valentine's Day. A lot of them are pink. They give Valentine's Day vibes, so if you're struggling to like figure out what to read for Valentine's Day, all the books that I like shared in that video I've read and I love. I also got this book called At First Spite by Olivia Dade, and on the back it says, when Athena Graydon's fiance ends their engagement, she has no choice but to move into the Spite house she recklessly bought him as a wedding gift, which is a problem for several reasons. The house, originally built as a brick middle finger to the neighbors, is only 10 feet wide. Her ex's home is literally attached to hers, and Dr. Matthew Vine, the freaking third, aka the uptight, judgy jerk who convinced his younger brother Johnny to leave her, is living on her other side, only a 4-foot alley away. If she has to see Matthew every time she looks out her window, she might as well have some fun with the situation by, say, playing erotic audiobooks at top volume with those windows open. And a woman living in a spite house is basically obligated to get petty payback however she can, right? Unfortunately, loathing Matthew proves more difficult than anticipated. He helps her move, he listens, and he's kind of hot. Dang it. Doesn't say dang it, but y'all know I don't curse on this channel or just like in general. Matthew may not regret ending his brother's engagement, but he does regret what the breakup has done to Athena. He'll help her however he can. If that means finding her work, fine. If that means enduring nightly steamy story hours, so be it. If that means watching Athena through her windows a bit too often and caring about her a bit too much, well, nothing can come of it. She'll never forgive him. Even if she did, how could he ever tell his beloved younger brother the truth, that Matthew wants the same woman he encouraged Johnny to leave. This looks so good. I feel like this year I want to be extremely intentional about getting books that I'm super excited about. Like, not getting books that like are overly hyped and like that I hear people talk about. Like books that like when I open the pages and see the words or I read the back, I get so giddy that I like literally cannot leave the book on the shelf. That's how I feel about this book. Like, it just seems like it's going to be a really, really good book. Also, you guys can see it has a plus size rep on the cover, which I also love. And I just love reading like diverse stories in just any capacity that aren't like the typical like girl next door, like, oh, like don't like to party and like I'm, you know, a specific size and I'm like, you know, nerdy, and then he's like the cool guy. You know, like those books are good, but like I want to step outside of like the typical like stereotypes that we see a lot in books, and I feel like this one is a good one for that. So I got a romance and then I got a thriller. I got 2 books, which I feel like is a great haul. You guys know that I love shopping for books and I love reading books, and I actually have another book shopping video coming, which you guys are going to absolutely be obsessed with. So make sure you guys are subscribed, because this is obviously the last day of book week, but you guys will get another video on Tuesday, which is a really fun one. And all the videos I think next week are honestly going to be really fun. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday in the next one. Bye guys!